Okay. Hello everyone. So my name is Claudia, and I'm work at the Acetake Group as a digital marketing specialist in terms. And thank you so much, Hanson, to join this webinars. And firstly, let's talk about. Would you mind sharing your professional backgrounds with us?
Sure. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, my name is Hassan Tahvillari. I'm from Iran. Uh, I came to Canada about 3 years ago, 2019. I'm a metallurgical engineer graduate. I hold a master's degree in welding. I have an extended working experience in automotive as well as oil and gas industries as a welding engineer, welding inspector, uh, and quality control for about 14 years. Uh, and uh, I'm a certified welding inspector from CWB. And about 1 year ago, I joined Acetake Group, and my full-time job about 2.5 years ago, I joined Toyota Bashoku as a welding inspector.
Okay. How did you join ACT Group? What encouraged you to stay with AC Group?
Yeah, about Acetake Group, I didn't know Acetake Group, but you know, I have a friend, Hamed, Hamed Eshraqi. Hamed is our mutual friend between me and Maury. When I came to Canada about, I don't know, 6 months after 1 year, when I came to Canada, I called Hamed and about the job, about the what can I do better, how can I get my certificate, how can I get good job. So Hamed introduced Mori to me, and I could join A-State through my mutual friend Hamed Ashrari.
Yeah. What are your responsibilities at ACT Group as a welding inspection supervisor?
Yeah, because because Aztec group wanted to be certified as a welding inspection companies, because if you want to be certified, you have get some certificates. Because I had level 3. This is one of the requirements for getting certified welding inspection companies. So Mori suggested to me, if you can, uh, uh, if you want, we can get this certificate. So uh, right now, I got that certificate, welding inspection supervisor. The welding inspection supervisor, I mean, uh, uh, has a technical control over the welding inspectors. For example, other inspectors, when they go for inspecting a parts company or some else, uh, I have to have technical control over them. But my current job in a state group is preparing or approving welding inspection procedures, and also reviewing and signing written reports, and also as a trainer for uh, companies are being consulted by a state group.
Sounds perfect. How has COVID-19 affect your professional life?
For everybody, not me, because you know, uh, for our family, maybe uh, at the beginning of COVID, we had our baby. About 2 years ago, we had our baby, a newborn baby. It was too hard. We had no connections in person with our friend, with our family, or with our friends, and you know uh, wearing mask. You couldn't go for dining. You couldn't go you couldn't have a trip or going to a journey. It was very hard, and uh, I hope next year everything will be normal. But it was very bad situation for all people in Canada and in all of the world.
Yeah, I hope so too. And also, um, we have a we have questions is um assuming it has lots of engineering students that they don't have lots of engineering work experience. So I was wondering what suggestion you have for those students, especially for welding inspections or just other engineering majors.
Yeah, suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I came to Canada, uh, because I had some international certificates, and I thought that easily I can get my favorite job. But when I came here, I understood that no, you have to get Canadian certificate, because in Canada, um, the Canadian certificates is the main way to get your favorite job. Um, Educational uh, development, or for example, graduation from university, are very important in Canada. Uh, for me, uh, regardless that my international certificate from the past, uh, I had to get my welding inspection certificate in Canada, and I got it after 1 year. It was too hard because it was COVID, and I had no time to study, but I could get it. I suggest that for students about the engineering, and getting more experience about engineering, uh, they can get certificates from university or some famous organizations. For example, about the welding, the CWB is the most famous organization about welding inspection, welding engineering. And also, the second suggestion is that for getting more experience for students, it's a good opportunity for students in summer, because they are off, they have no studying that time. Uh, Most of companies in Canada invite the volunteers, the students from universities, and they can join that companies and get more familiar with engineering experience, and um, you know uh, getting the engineering concept, because when you join a company, you can see the problems, you can see their schedule, about the manufacturing, for example, about the parts, how can they measure the parts, how can they inspect the parts, how can they uh, design the parts, you can get more familiar with that. I suggest that the students go to work at the summer, in
Right.
summer,
Job
yeah.
experience is very important. And thank you for mentioning the certification. So would you mind like talk about the specifically what what professional certification do you think can contribute to a welding inspection engineering career?
Yeah, the first one, for the beginner, the level one welding inspection, uh, certified welding inspection level one, uh, uh, from through CWB. They have to join. Uh, they have to join CWB, and uh, they have to get the course. And after the level one, the level two is uh, more easily. After maybe 4 years experience, you can get level two, and after that, level three. And regardless of the welding inspection, uh, for welding inspection jobs, you can get non-destructive test uh, certificates, NDT certificates, such as UT ultrasonic test, radiographic test, magnetic test, and penetrant test. But the certificate, the organization that issue this certificate is CGSB, and it's not CWB. The second way you can get a good job about welding in Canada is getting your certificates about non-destructive tests, NDT. Yeah.
Right. Also, I was wondering like what skills do you think engineers must have?
Pardon me?
What skills, no matter soft skills or just hard skills, do you think engineers must have?
Skills?
Yeah, skills.
What do you mean skills?
Like communication skills or just
Oh, skills.
yeah,
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, in Canada, in other countries, the skills maybe you have to have 80% technical skills and 20% soft skills. But in Canada, uh, you have to have 40% soft skills. Soft skills is very important in Canada, and 60% technical skills. Uh, you know, we have to have good character in job. Uh, we have to we have to be uh, we are we have to be committed in job, about time managing, about your software skills, for example, Microsoft Office, AutoCAD, and you have to be flexible in your time, about for example, overtime, working on weekend in Canada. These are very important. So about the communication, yeah, you have to have good communication with your staff, with your manager, because in Canada, without communication, you can't have a good job, because every day you have to explain what did you do, and what will you do, you know. And um, as you see, I don't know, do you have experience in companies in Canada? But everybody has a supervisor. You have to explain your supervisor your issues, your problems, anything. Your contact point is your first supervisor, that always he or she is around you, and if you want anything, you have to ask him or her. So um, soft skills, I said, is very important, and also technical skills. As I told you, for example, about welding, you have to get some certificates. But softer skills, I told you, it's very important to get a good job, uh, and they can trust you. If you have a good soft skills, they can trust you, and you can, for example, you can be a multitasking job, with uh, multitask job. If they trust you, uh, you get be involved in job with other duties, other responsibilities.
Right. Um, yeah, right. Soft skills is very important. And
Yeah.
also, like some people may be wondering, like, what do engineers daily look like? Like,
Mhm.
what something they usually do
uh, yeah. For example, about a day when we go to work, uh, because my full-time job, we have 3 shifts. Uh, Two shifts, but in welding we have 3 shifts. So the parts are ready to inspect. We have parts, lots of parts. So uh, before before we start, we have a communication meeting about 5 minutes before starting, and they explain about what did we do, what did we have issue yesterday. For example, clients had an issue about, for example, our parts, or they had no issue. Uh, you know, uh, the information about our our past uh, manufacturing, uh, uh, our last day. After that communication meeting, we go to work, and we start our job. For example, as a welding inspector, we check the joints, we check the welds, and we mark whatever parts that are not good. We have to tag it. We have some uh, tags. We have to write the issue on it, and um, we have to, marked what issues it has. So um, after that, for example, in my job, I have to, during the work, I have to daily check the dimensions. There's an expression in manufacturing companies: first off, last off. It means that you have to get sample in first quarter, second quarter, third, and last quarter. The random samples, you get random samples, and you check the dimensions. Well, you have to audit anytime your products, anytime. And if you have any issue, you have to inform your supervisor, um, and you have to have good problem solving, because the line is going on, is running, and you can't stop the line. So you have to have you have to be a good problem solver that solve the problems that every day maybe we have it. And we check the parts, we check the welds and dimension check, visual test, and micrographic test. Yeah, but I was talking about what is a typical day look like. So we get some parts randomly, and we call it sample. We get some samples and check dimensional and visual check, dimensional check, and also we cut some parts because we have to make sure, for example, about the welds, the penetration is fine or not. There is a test, we call it micrographic test. We get some sample and we cut the welds and polish that and see in optical microscope, OM microscope. And we check the penetration every day. And what else?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the final question is, do you have any final comments that you would like to share to us?
No, thank you so much. Just about, because this meeting is marketing meeting. In the last meeting, we talked about the beat. I don't know what's going on about that, because in London, because you live in London and you know London, around the London we have good opportunities to get good job, and you know, we can contribute in bidding and get some jobs around us, because London and around of London, such as Sarnia, Tilsonburg, St. Thomas, Woodstock, they have good opportunities for getting new jobs, new contract. So I think we have to have more activities about bidding. Just my suggestion is that.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Thank you so much for joining this meeting. And
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You are too close to me, maybe 5 minutes. I didn't know that. Thanks for your time, and